of how you can use Honeybook to help grow your business, specifically those of you that are in the event planning industry. For those of you that are new to my channel, hello, my name is Jessie. I am a corporate event planner. Today I'm working from the office, so if you see people walking behind me, pay no attention. But I wanted to go live today to teach about how Honeybook lead forms can be something to help you inside of your business, and how I use it inside of mine. So lead forms are something that are new inside of Honeybook, and let me go ahead and share my screen so that you can see. Alrighty, so you should be able to see my screen right now. So with Honeybook, they have been around for now it's going on into 11 years. Contact forms are something that you're probably very much so familiar with. That's how we get people inside of our sales funnel in our business. The days of you texting people and having individuals just respond. However, I would highly recommend for you to lean into using contact forms and or lead forms to help with keeping your leads organized. I know as an event coordinator or specifically a corporate event planner, I find that people not being organized or being able to stay on top of leads can be one of the biggest reasons why they're losing business. I know that I have personally done outreach to clients or potential vendors that never follow up. They don't have any way to reach out to them. I've had it where someone takes 2 months to reach back to me to let me know about the services in which they said they can offer because they don't have any way to keep themselves organized. The beautiful thing about lead forms when it comes to Honeybook, if you use lead forms in conjunction with your automations, it will help you with being able to keep on top of people that are interested in your services. Contact forms was the original way for people to inquire about your services. Now, lead forms are the new way to be able to do this. Lead forms are where they're putting a lot of the new technology in, and they are legitimately just as good as their smart files because you have flexibility to add photos, videos, change all the fonts and things of that nature. In today's video, I won't be going into all the design aesthetics, more or less giving you tips on how to use the different lead forms inside of your specific business. So all you do is that you go to clients and then lead forms, and then you'll be able to see that you have all of these different lead forms. It's over 8 lead form types in which you can potentially use inside of your business. As you can see inside of my own business, I have 4 main, well, technically it's going to be 5 once I start launching the consulting side of my corporate event business going into 2025. But the main 2 that I actively use is for new vendor submissions. That is on my website. So if someone's a caterer, DJ, any kind of event service, they are able to reach out to my business. So when you're thinking of lead forms, don't only think about clients, also think about vendors, so or team members. So maybe you may be hiring or you're looking for new photographers that might want to be a part of your studio. Whatever it is, you can use lead forms not only as a way to connect directly with your clients, but you can also use this for team members and potential partnerships. So I have one that's designated for new vendors as well as for new leads that are interested in my services. So I want to go with the first form type that is available. You have a one-time consultation where you may be wanting to have someone schedule a time to talk to you and they are able to invoice and pay. This is something that, let's say you are a bridal makeup professional, or you may be someone that charges for tastings because you don't do those for free. Everyone has different ways to do their business. So I hope that I'm touching base on different ways, but I'm sure there's some of you that do things a lot different inside of your business, or you may need someone to talk to you further as to how to streamline your services. I will make sure that in the description that I have a way for you to reach out to one, save money on Honeybook if you're not currently using it. 2, if you're interested in having your system audited, I have that. And the third way that I can support you is helping to build out your system. So I'll make sure to have those 3 in the description. So a one-time consultation is going to be if you want someone to be able to schedule a time to talk to you plus make a payment. There's different reasons for different types of event industry businesses that may want to do something like this. The two that come out to mind is maybe someone that does bridal makeup or makeup services, or chefs that do tastings, um, that kind of stuff, or cake for bakeries. Uh, those are some of the reasons why someone might, or you may be in a space where you're like, my time isn't free, so anyone who wants to talk to me, they have to pay. So you have that as a option inside of your business with the one-time consultation. I don't personally have this at this specific time on my event planning business, but in my consulting business, when I offer strategy sessions and Honeybook audits, I do have this type of form. But in my event business, I do not specifically have that. Now we're going to go into an introductory call. An introductory call is going to be if you want someone to have firsthand access to your schedule. One of the things I would recommend for you to do is that when you're thinking about using the introductory call form, is thinking about how many people are inquiring to your services currently and where you're taking your business. If you have something that is very general, I don't want to say general, but something that you know a lot of people are searching for and researching a bunch of people that do your service. So let's just say wedding planners or event venues. It may not make the most amount of sense to use the introductory call because you probably will get a bunch of people that are just curious, not serious, and knowing your business and your services. Inside of my event business, I do have an introductory call form because in corporate events, I get a flood of people, but I don't get a bunch of people that are not able to, one, afford my services, or two, that are not familiar with what we do. So I don't have a problem with people having access to my calendar for forward facing because I don't get a ton of people that reach out because in corporate space, there's a lot of who you know and them sharing my information. So I get a lot of referrals inside of my business. So right now it doesn't, I can do this because I don't get a bunch of individuals that are calling that just wants to know how much X, Y, and Z call. So if your business tends to get a bunch of people that are just trying to shop around for pricing, this is probably not going to be the form for you. Okay, so now let's go on to the next one, which is your inquiry form. Your inquiry form will allow for people to essentially give you the information on your services. You can have for them to select the services that they're interested in so that you can then in your automation send them an email to qualify if they're a good fit or if they're not a good fit. This can be used in a way that if you have, I would say, simple packages, this can be a way for people that are just curious about your pricing, that they can select what they're interested in, and then they can set up a time to talk to you later on because that will be a part of your automation. Here's the thing that sometimes with this type of service for event industry businesses may or may not be a good fit depending on the type of business you have. The thing is that I believe people should know pricing, but I also believe that you work so hard for people to know about your services for you to not have a way to at least get their information to market to them later on. Because someone may be a no for right now, but that does not mean that they're a no forever. So with this inquiry form, the way that it's currently set up, people can select what service they're interested in. So if you wanted to ask people what day is their event, what type of service are they interested in, what is the theme. And here's a tip that I will share with you for any inquiry with any lead form that you're going to create or contact form you're going to create in Honeybook. Please stop creating these dissertation lead forms and that has 10, 20 questions for someone to answer. If you get someone like myself, I will immediately not answer because what happens is that you now are creating a barrier of entry. When I've mentioned in the past about the beauty of using process mapping, one of the things that's very important for event industry businesses is to think about not how your client is not think about how you want your client to react, but more or less how your client will react. So I think that it's good to not have more than 10 questions and then also asking questions that just people won't lie to. Because I find that some questions I've seen where people have 15, 20 questions on their thing. I'm like, first of all, your client doesn't know about Your client won't know about the different types of balloon arches and things like that. So if that's the case, then why are you setting them up to fail? Because they don't know exactly what they're needing. All right, so you have your inquiry form. Okay, next you have instant booking. So the way that you can do instant booking, so like for those of you that might be wedding photographers and wedding videographers, where you might be doing mini shoots or engagement shoots, you can have an instant booking one, and then you can have a calendar that's designated only for your boutique shoot days or your 1 day bookings or your makeup testing. Like again, it just depends on your type of business. And comment below if you have a specific business that you want to find out what's going to be the best form. On here, people can select what service that they're interested in, as you can see on the left hand side. Then they can also set up an intro call, which they can put details that you may, and then the third and fourth page is where they can be invoiced and they can pay. All right, speaking engagements is going to be the next one. Speaking engagements are, again, to me, very self-explanatory when it comes to lead forms. So maybe you are someone that does education because you do event planning tutorials and things like that. This is something that you can create inside of your business. And here's the thing that I always mention about anything inside of HoneyBook. Take time to write out the process and why you're going to need specific templates, because I often see people create a bunch of random templates that don't lead to any specific place because they haven't thought through the service or the process in which they want people to go through. So if you're going to be doing speaking engagements, you can have those. Just make sure that you know like what you're offering and what's the price and things of that nature. Partnership forms are very similar as well. So like let's a lot of us in the event industry are going to need help with. But this is something that is out there. So let's say you are someone that pitches for partnerships and sponsorships. You have the ability to have that kind of form. The next one is going to be mini sessions. So that's like the people that do boudoirs, or if you are selling like mini sessions with floral design and things like that. Again, it doesn't only have to be your clients, but if you're also selling courses and things, this is something that you can use as well that has people allow them to put the schedule as well as the invoice and pay. And then VIP days, this is something that can be if you're doing a full on bridal. But here's where I always will say with some of these, be present to the fact that sometimes your client, especially in the event space, will likely want to talk with you, and you probably want to talk with them because you want to make sure that it's a good fit for them, but most importantly, that it's a good fit for you. So I love the fact that lead forms allows for you to have just where people can inquire about your services, but it also allows for you to get paid for people to schedule times to talk as well. As you can see, though, with lead forms, it does not include contracts. Whereas for us in the event industry, we are very contract heavy. So just being present that if you have someone paying to rent your space for $15,000 or $1,500, but they haven't signed a contract, they don't know all the terms of your space, that you may want to consider those things inside of your business. You could have an automation that sends a contract after someone makes the payment. That is a solution. But again, if you're not sure how to use automations and how to use this in your business, definitely schedule a HoneyBook audit with me so that we can talk further. And then again, we have digital products. I know that I've seen a lot of event professionals lean into selling digital products, and you may not want to have another platform that you are selling your e-courses on cake decorating, floral design, balloon artistry, and things like that. You have the ability to sell digital products on HoneyBook now, so you have a way to make an additional income stream. The ultimate goal for these lead forms is to be able to allow for you to have your information nicely organized inside of your business, as well as being able to get paid immediately. But always think about your client's process and flow through the system, because if we're doing a system that doesn't make sense, then it can ultimately end up backfiring inside of your business. All right, so I hope that this video has been helpful for you to understand how lead forms are helpful. And I hope that you start to embrace some of the changes that are going to be happening. If you would like for me to do a video on how to do some of the design aesthetics inside of your lead forms, comment and let me know. But as always, I'm here to help support you and I want you to have success. All right, talk to you later. Peace.